There's a strange kind of guilt that shows up when you finally sit still. Not because you've done something wrong, but because you've done nothing. You're on the couch, morning light coming through the window. There's a book beside you, one you haven't opened, and somewhere in your chest, this tightness, this whisper that says you should be doing something, anything at all. Inner peace feels like laziness. That's the weird part. And it feels that way because somewhere along the line, your culture made productivity your personhood. You weren't born with that feeling. You inherited it. So where did it come from? It's older than you'd guess. Back in the 1500s, Protestant theologians started tying hard work to moral virtue. Idleness became sin. Work wasn't just survival. It was proof you deserved to survive. And that idea, it didn't stay in the church. It crept into factories, into classrooms, into the whole machinery of the American dream. Now it lives in your LinkedIn feed, in those 5 a.m. routine videos, in the quiet panic you feel on a Sunday afternoon when you realize you haven't been productive. Max Weber had a name for it, the Protestant ethic, but you don't need to be Protestant or even religious to feel its grip. It's in the water now. The theology faded. The feeling didn't go anywhere. But this isn't just about ideas floating through history. It's about what those ideas actually did to your body. Here's what happens when rest never feels safe. Your nervous system stays locked in this low-grade state of readiness. Not fight or flight exactly, but never fully at ease either. Researchers call it sympathetic dominance, a state where your body has basically forgotten how to downshift. A 2014 study in psychoneuroendocrinology found that people with high levels of goal-related rumination showed elevated cortisol during evening hours, even on days they weren't working. Their stress hormones couldn't tell a Monday from a Saturday. Think about that. Your shoulders carry tension you stopped noticing years ago. Your jaw clenches while you sleep. You lie in bed running tomorrow's to-do list like some kind of prayer. And the cost builds slowly. You're not lazy for wanting stillness. Your body is asking for something it was literally designed to need. The price of ignoring that signal? More measurable than you'd think. A 2021 American Psychological Association survey found that roughly 60% of American adults reported feeling uneasy when they had nothing to do. Not bored, actively uncomfortable with stillness. 60%. And research published in The Lancet Psychiatry in 2018, looking at data from over 1.2 million U.S. adults, found that people who took 0 rest or recovery days had significantly more poor mental health days per month than those who did. The inability to rest isn't a quirk. It isn't just your personality, it's a pattern, and it's everywhere. So what do you actually do with a belief system that lives in your nervous system? You don't hack it. You can't optimize your way out of 500 years of inherited programming, but you can start, quietly, by noticing the guilt without obeying it. Next time you sit down with nothing to do and feel that pull, that voice saying you're wasting time, try something small. Don't argue with it. Don't try to affirm yourself out of it. Just notice. Name it. That's the old program running. And let it pass through you. Because here's the thing nobody told you. Rest is not the absence of contribution. It's the place where you remember who you are without your output. Stillness isn't what happens when you stop being useful. It's what happens when you stop performing usefulness and find that you're still here, still whole, that you were always enough, even before you did anything to prove it. Rest isn't laziness. It's the thing your culture trained you to be afraid of. And the quiet work of unlearning that, of letting yourself be still without flinching, that might be the most important thing you never put on a to-do list. If this felt like something you needed to hear, leave a thought in the comments. Not about what you're working on, about what you're learning to let go of. And if this channel helps you think a little differently, consider subscribing. We'll be here.